Nikki Cross is an unbelievable performer. Anything you give her, she does great. When she was Insanity, when she first came in and she ran out and went up to the man, Becky Lynch, and says, "I'll play with you, Becky." I love that to this day. I thought it was one of the greatest entrances that has happened for women's wrestling. You gave her the superhero gimmick, and it was stupid, and she just went with it, and people loved it. Good in the ring, good on the mic, can do any character you want her to do. What a great asset to have. And unfortunately, it just didn't happen. And, it sucks, Chris.
So when I got back into it, when you guys talked me back into watching again, she was in her superhero era and she had a belt on. And she was fun. She was exciting to watch in the ring. You're right. She was good on the mic. Then she kind of disappeared for a little bit and she came back as a weird person who didn't move. Remember that Royal Rumble where she just stood still and didn't move the entire time?
I forgot about that.
That's awesome.
Right. So, yeah, you're right. That was an asset. I don't understand why she didn't wrestle as part of the Wyatt Six. Like, why not get her in some singles matches instead of just always looking creepy and then jumping on some dude's back in the middle of a fight?
Creative has nothing for you. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega also gone. Aleister Black, one of the best characters that they had. He did a really good job with Damian Priest in their feud. It just seems that they just didn't see him going further. And it's weird because it's kind of why he was released the last time. And then Zelina Vega, great look, great charisma, great character, better as I think she was better as a valet or a manager than she was as a wrestler. Good wrestler, but I just didn't really ever do anything for me in that.
There's definitely a ceiling for the plucky underdog, and the role that she plays best as a wrestler is the plucky underdog, and there's only so high that you can go with that. You know what I mean? She got her United States Championship run, you know what I mean? She got her main event run in Puerto Rico, where she had the Puerto Rico flag, you know what I mean? That was a huge moment for her, you know what I mean? So there's only a certain ceiling there, but what I think the Aleister Black release speaks to, Jimmy, and it kind of bums me out. I don't think there's room for characters, right? For people who aren't watching on YouTube, I just did the air quotes there. I don't think there's necessarily room for characters. Sure, everybody plays a character, right? Roman Reigns is, a little amped up. Seth Rollins, all the above. They're all playing characters, but they all basically are still based in some sort of more reality, right? Aleister Black tries to, hey, this, that, and the other, and I'm playing mind games, but I just don't think there's room for a character like that anymore, right? I think Damian Priest was trying to turn that way, and he saw that it wasn't good, and he dialed it back to, no, I'm just a dude from the streets. You know what I mean? So I just don't think the WWE has room for characters anymore, and that bums me out, man, because I came from an era when, that's what guys were. They were characters, and I just don't think there's room for it anymore, and it has me a little wistful.
I would walk that back just a little bit because there are still a lot of characters, all right? You have R-Truth. You have Danhausen. You have El Americano, all right? Both of them, all right? You have big characters, all right? Gunther is a big character, okay? Sorry, I think he is a lot kind of like the Iron Sheik was back in the day. I see that. So I think you're not necessarily wrong. I think there's less room for a larger amount of characters like there were in the 90s and even more so in the 80s. I would like to go back to the days where we had, the Mouth of the South, guys like Ted DiBiase, give me Jake the Snake and Coco Beware and the Junkyard Dog, but you're not.
You want more animal related. I got you. Yeah.
There's just not enough. You're right, and there's not enough room for those characters, but there's still room for them. But they have to be good. They have to be entertaining, and it tends to lead on the comedy side of wrestling. I think these characters need to hit for them to be successful now.
So Santos Escobar, Zoe Stark, and Alba Fire were also let go. I just think Alba Fire, they didn't really give her a shot. Chelsea Green, obviously a huge character there, but didn't work there. Zoe Stark, I thought, was really good. Again, just didn't give her a shot. Escobar always got hurt, and something just happened that it wasn't going to work out. And then finally, Motor City Machine Guns, part of the match of the year last year. Two guys who can wrestle, but Rod, as you say, where's the depth in that, unfortunately? But hey, they worked so hard to be there, and that's a feel-good story. They made it to WWE. Good for them.